when I got to you, you were still sitting in the car.
Yeah.
Like, you were still sitting there.
Like,
sitting there.
so there's like a few weird things. I'll be honest. I'll tell you right now, I didn't watch the episode. I was at my shop working on the car, and I knew it was going to come on. I posted some stuff about it, but I won't lie, I didn't watch it. And it's one of those things where, like, even right there, and you see me, like, when I first jump out of the car, and like you said, there was a minute before I did that, and I finally get out of the car because I sat there for a minute, just, you're kind of trying to gather yourself. And so I got up out of the car, and I know you haven't tore your stuff up like that. Like I went full send right there. But whenever everyone's sitting around, I just want to walk off in the damn field and just kind of go pout like a little baby. Just kind of have a moment to just be like,
be alone.
It's just like fuck, So that all happened, and going back to after I first crashed, I'm sitting there in the car. The thing finally stops, and I'm sitting there, and I was like, "What the hell were you doing?" And to be honest, after everything that had happened, I've crashed a few motorcycles and all kinds of stuff throughout my life. I've been hurt before pretty bad. So I'm sitting there, and I kind of did like a systems check. I was like, okay, my feet or legs are good. Everything's on my back. I'm not nothing. Everything's still there. Yeah. So I'm like doing like a check and making sure everything's still attached and we're good. And next thing I know, you're right there at my window. Dude, and I'll tell you this, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, here's one thing. One thing I've noticed with Street Outlaws, them guys need to hit some cardio machines. That's all I'm going to say.
It's so bad.
But man, dude, I was like, what's his name? Usain Bolt or whatever, man. I was, and like, I made it there. And yeah.
I want to say you were the first one in my car.
Yeah, I was like,
I want to say you were the first one.
Were you okay?
Yeah. It was just like that. I swear to God, that's exactly what I saw. Yeah. Well, except I'll tell you this, man. One thing about that whole crash is probably one of the things I'll never forget. So the whole passenger side of the car is ripped off. And so you can just walk up there and see me. And you came to the passenger side because you were going to try and get me out of the car, make sure I was okay. So I'm sitting there in the car, and I was doing that stupid systems check thing, trying to figure out the hell just happened. And I look over, and your face is there. And I'll tell you this, man. The look on your face will probably never leave me, because I'm not trying to call you out, but you look scared shitless. Like, you look like you're fixing to see a dead person.
Yeah. I mean, you should, like, if you're running up there, like, and then you see your car, and your car, like, the whole front is gone. Like, it's just gone.
Nasty.
Like, look, I literally, you yard sailed the turbo. I ran past the turbo like 300 feet back that way. And
it took forever to find my fuel pump. Like, so much stuff came off that damn thing.
Look at that, dude.
It's crazy looking. Like, that picture is gnarly.
And like, it's dark down there, so you can't see nothing, dude. It was dark where you finished, when you stopped. Like, you can't see anything, so you don't know. Like, you don't know if you're still in the car. Like, you don't know anything, and you're running up there. You know what I mean? So,
I didn't want to mess with the car at all. So a guy was nice enough on the record that they hauled the car off in to take it to their shop for a little bit. And I was going to come back and get it like the next day, but to be honest, I got home and I just didn't want to see the damn thing. Like, I didn't want to kind of face the whole situation, because I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like a bitch or nothing, but I mean, it's kind of like, so for the last 7 years, literally every single day of my life, I've had my hands on that car.
Yeah.
So people who have kind of been there and done that and kind of put in the work and the time or something, it was, it wasn't, everyone's like, it's just a car. It wasn't just a damn car. Like, nothing about that was just a car. Not only from how the car came about, and me and Chief were, like, the whole story about how me and Chief, how I even got involved with the TV show. Like, there's just a lot of time with people I've known for over 20 years that's involved in that whole situation. Like, I knew Tyler, who passed away. I knew him since I was 12 years old. So there was just a lot more involved. And in the last 7 years, I built that car like 14 times. So all that time, like my life's retirement, everything. I said I lost everything. I didn't mean like I wasn't trying to. It was like a metaphor. I'm still a very blessed, lucky guy. Like, I walked out of that damn thing. But anyone that's ever had something they've put their entire heart and blood and sweat and soul and tears and money into understands when that kind of loss happens. It's like losing a damn part of your family. So that part sucks. But I will say two of the things that were crazy is the look on your face, and then in the passenger side, you're there, and I look over, and Jeff Lutz and Ryan Martin are there. And man, I swear this is going to sound really dumb, but the look on their face was like, you ever seen someone just completely terrified, but they're just pale white and looks like something bad's happened?
Yeah.
That's how both of them look. Everyone was like crying and they looked like that. So, and I was kind of thinking like, am I okay? Is this worse than I think it is? Because everyone, I guess from how bad the crash looked, everybody was expecting to see some really, some carnage. And, somehow, I don't know how the hell I didn't get tore up in that crash, man. But when it started to happen, like when the car started going, you've been there. There's a point where you're like, okay, I got it. And there's a point where you're like, yeah, we're fixing to crash. And so I had that, we're fixing to crash moment, and the car goes right. And I started hitting all that shit. And in my mind, it's happening. And after I hit the first bunch of stuff I hit and the windshield and everything came out of the car, stuff was like hit me in the chest and it hurt like hell. So I just braced. I just grabbed a hold of the steering wheel and leaned back and braced up because I saw the rest. I was going to keep hitting things. It wasn't just one. I hit all kinds of shit. And so I just kind of braced up and did that. But, it was that's the one thing I remember is everyone's faces at my car when I was still strapped in that thing, because that was, everyone looked scared shitless. It was a little different. That was a weird situation.